Hello, my name is Isaac Vasquez with the Reliability Engineering team at Regal Rexnord. Today we will be covering a how-to video on how to properly measure elongation on a modular belt and tabletop chain to determine the remaining lifespan that is left on your specific product. Prior to any work being done on a piece of equipment, you always want to make sure that the machine is locked out and it is shut off and de-energized. We can now safely put our hands on the conveyor to measure elongation. How we measure elongation is by getting the pitch of the chain. How that pitch is measured is by finding the center of the pin of one link and measuring to the other center of the pin on the following link. Or, if it's easier, we could use one starting reference point on one link and match that to the following adjacent link. So as we see here, this pitch is 0.75 inches. On our elongation ruler, you'll see on the section partway through that says chain pitch and number of links. So if we keep moving down, we'll see here that there are different call-outs for what the pitch measurement is and the appropriate amount of links to count to get that elongation measurement. So if we keep moving down, you'll see here in this green that it's 0.75 inches, and for that we need to count 40 links. So with our starting point, we'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 38, 39, 40. So here we see that 40th link lands right about that 2% elongation measurement. So as you can see, this is also color coded and it's in the green, which means that the chain, while it has experienced some elongation, it's still functioning and will engage the sprocket correctly. So now that we had finished measuring the elongation on a modular belt, next we want to try to measure the elongation on a tabletop chain. As you can see, this chain is a side flexing tabletop chain, so we want to make sure that we can find a straight running section that we can go ahead and measure the appropriate amount of links. So again, as we did previously, we're going to measure the pitch of the chain. However, it's a little more difficult to measure the pitch from the center of the pin to the center of the pin on a tabletop chain. So for this, I'm going to reference the back of the hinge here to the back of the hinge of the adjacent link as an identifiable point to go ahead and measure the pitch of the chain. So if we look, we could see that the pitch of the chain is 1.5 inches. So we're going to move down the elongation ruler here and see that for 1.5 inch pitch, I need to count 20 links. So here we can start counting at 1, 2, 3, 4, 18, 19, 20. So on this 20th link, we can see that it's barely touching that green of the elongation ruler. And this stands to reason this chain is currently not experiencing any elongation or any wear of the hinge eyes. Should a chain or belt reach 3% elongation or higher, its pitch no longer matches the pitch of the sprocket. This will lead to improper sprocket engagement, increased wear, and could lead to unplanned downtime. At this point, the chain should be replaced. Measuring the elongation of the chain allows the end user to budget for replacements and avoid costly unplanned downtime. To order elongation rulers, contact your local Regal Rexnord area account manager. If you're looking to get a complete picture of your conveyor system's health, ask about our reliability survey. Our team will assess your full production line, measuring chain and belt elongation, identifying all chains, belts, and sprockets, and giving you full visibility into what's running on your line and how much of it is installed. All findings are compiled into a digital report, easily accessible with a quick scan of a QR code, making it easier than ever to plan maintenance, order spares, and avoid costly downtime. Thank you very much for joining us for our training today. We look forward to seeing you soon.